What's up, everybody, and welcome back to another episode here of Shame on News. This is a scary one. Big time news from Rebel News, reported by several other outlets as well. Here's the issue. I believe that if you drink and drive, at some point in the future, there should be kind of consequences. Hell, I mean, right now we do have cars that result in needing to take a breathalyzer test in order to actually drive them, right? Sometimes if you violate this law enough or put people's lives in enough danger nowadays, we install a breathalyzer test in the car, which I think we should do more of, especially when it comes to repeat offenders. Listen, if somebody makes a mistake and is a little above the limit and they get pulled over, I understand, you know what I mean, once or twice. But when you get into 3 or 4 or 5 times, that's where people seem to get away with it. They get more drunk. They continue doing it. Hell, some people even hit people, and they still are back on the road in 6 months, drunk again, ready to kill somebody on the highway. But that doesn't mean that we should all be penalized because some people mishandle alcohol and mishandle cars. For some reason, people seem to think that because a few psychopaths don't know how to handle weapons and they use them the wrong way, that we need to ban the weapons. We're never going to ban the knives, although England has in some areas. But so if you're not prepared to ban the knives or ban the weapon or ban the whatever the instrument of misuse is, where does it end? You see, if you want to ban automatic weapons and you want to ban guns, then you'll end up wanting to ban sledgehammers and knives and things like that eventually. Hell, you might even want to ban other things that I don't even know about yet. People will make flamethrowers, who knows what. Elon Musk already has. But this law, a new bill that was quietly put into the multi-trillion-dollar infrastructure bill signed by President Joe Biden, gives the United States of America the ability to possibly remotely disable any vehicle produced from the year 2026 and onward, according to Rebel News on rebelnews.com. So basically, here's the problem. I understand if there is an extreme bad case of a drunk driver psycho who has been wildly over the limit 3 times, and now you want to put some crazy controls on him. That's okay. Give him a special car that will shut down. Give him a breathalyzer he's got to take. But here's what you don't do. You don't have a kill switch installed in every single car. What the hell do I have to do with somebody who's a jackoff who does this? Why do I lose my freedom? If I do anything wrong, my car could be shut down. My car could be shut down by accident. Why do they get this invasion of privacy, the ability to look at what I'm doing in my car? So now they can spy on you in your car. First of all, they already could anyway because you're probably bringing your cell phone into your car. But now your car is the spy device. That's right, your car is going to be able to audibly hear you, visualize your movements, record everything you do. Can you imagine if you committed a minor crime in the future? And listen, a lot of people will say, well, if you didn't do anything wrong, you got nothing to worry about. Oh, yeah? Well, if you're not embarrassed about your body, then just go outside naked. No, you still put clothes on, right? Because you feel better that way. Well, a lot of people feel better not knowing that the government or somebody or anybody is spying on them every 2 seconds. If they want to, imagine if you're nearby something bad that happens and they want to set you up. It's easy to do that, isn't it? But can you imagine if you did commit some kind of minor offense? Like, let's say you got away with not paying you got away with a parking ticket or something happened or, whatever the case is. They could have you possibly having a conversation about this in your own living room with an Amazon Alexa or whatever, plus your phone device, plus you might send a text message to your mother. Then you might get in a car. Then you might actually hold up the bill and look at it. They may be able to put all those things together and get you on some kind of criminal case. This completely goes against our freedoms here in America, and that's just a minor situation. Never mind getting into the whole idea of, like, trafficking and things like that. Could it keep you safe in many ways? Sure. Could it help us with, like, abductions and cases like that in the future? Sure, there are some really great things that it could do, possibly. But it's all because of drunk drivers. This doesn't cure that problem. I always go back to, if whatever the solution is causes a bunch of other problems, then it's not really a solution. It goes back to when I was in high school, and Columbine just happened. So my high school decided to implement ID badges on everybody. Now, ID badges on everybody would be okay if the goal was we need everybody to be easily identifiable so we know what's going on and we know you're in the school for a reason. Now, if you gave me that answer, I would say, okay, I guess that makes sense. It's kind of stupid, but I get it. But the answer I was given in school was, these ID badges keep us all safe, and without them we wouldn't be safe. They said those exact words to me on a day that I missed my class test because I forgot my ID badge at home. And I said to them, wait a second, you're telling me this is going to keep me safe? You know who I am. Everybody in the school knows who I am. Why can't I just go take my test? Well, I know, because I forgot my ID badge at home. But you're telling me these keep us safe. And this was brought up to me by the principal himself. I said, Mr. Principal, I could come into the school with a shotgun wearing my ID badge and shoot several people wearing their ID badge. This ID badge does not keep us safe whatsoever. In fact, nothing really will, but if you really do want to keep us safe, you would put metal detectors in the front of the school, lock all the windows and doors of the entire school, because there's about 15 different entryways, and there's several of them that are hidden where anybody could just waltz into the school and abduct a kid or commit a shooting. So I don't believe you, sir, that you think that this is going to keep us safe. And you know what they did for me saying that? They gave me detention. And then they threatened to suspend me for saying that. Now, as far as I'm concerned, I was smarter than the school. Or they were just lying, and the whole thing was just to have ID badges so they could say to the parents that they're doing something. And that's really what it was. See, I called their bluff. I caught their lie. They couldn't possibly be that stupid. But we're being that stupid here. First with the Patriot Act, and now with this and so many other things. So because a few people, and a lot of people actually, because a lot of people like to get drunk and drive, we are going to take away the rights and freedoms of every single other American, and every single car by the year 2026 and onwards are going to have these kill switches installed in their vehicles. This is disturbing, worrying, disgusting, wrong, and it's gonna happen right now. It is happening. It will happen. You will have this in your vehicle. This is some kind of scary. What are the effects of this, and what are some of the things that are going to happen because of this? We can only speculate now, but the misuse of this will only be able to tell what it is when it's way too late. By the time we find out how the government uses this against its own innocent people, it's going to be too late already to do anything about it. They'll be in all the cars. And even if somehow the people rose up and demanded you take them out of the cars, it would take years for them to be taken out and redesigned. And that could cost a lot of innocent people their lives. You see, the jails in America need new inmates, right? We need new people to go to jail, since now we're letting people who used marijuana a little bit out of jail. You know what I'm saying? And they don't want to put black males in jail because it makes them look bad. And they certainly want to get a lot of black males out of jail who shouldn't be in jail. How many black males, and white males too for that matter, and any males or females are in jail right now, all because they had a little puffer at some point? See, that's ridiculous. Now, driving under the influence of marijuana, I understand that's not acceptable. But the people that went to jail or are in jail for 3 years, 5 years, 10 years, or on a life sentence because they sold a pouch full of marijuana is utterly ridiculous. And now they know that, and now that they're letting those people out, hey, we need a new crop of people to go into jail. What can we do? Well, here we go, folks. Some of you are going to be going away, and it's going to be for things that you either didn't do, didn't really need to be caught, or incriminated yourself that really weren't crimes or big deals. Or who knows what else is going to go on with this. But they're going to make their money back one way. But forcing manufacturers to put this in the cars is way over the line, in my opinion. I believe a breathalyzer that forces the car to start is what you need to do to people that are repetitive drunk drivers. But this will be in place to stop anybody who ever may drink and drive from driving a vehicle. Now, what if you're having a medical situation and you're hesitant and having a driving issue and you're trying to get to the hospital to get yourself there, but your car thinks you're drunk, so their kill switch is enacted and you are unable to get yourself to the hospital? What are all the variables of this? What are the dangers? Leave it in the comments section down below. Let's talk about this further. This is Shame on News. and you can't handle the news. Maybe you can handle this news that's popping up right now that you might have missed. Subscribe to the channel if you're new, guys, and really support this channel with likes. They're trying to hide me with the algorithm, and if you can support, do it down below. Or share this video everywhere if you can, and you want to hear more from me, please let me know. Or support me on Patreon at patreon.com/Joe Cronin Show.